Yo, what's good people? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be going through compression on vocals. So I'm going to use my favorite compressor, which is the R compressor from Waves, but I'll also show you a stock plugin version too. Now, if you've watched the mixing fundamentals section of the full course, you'll know exactly what a compressor is. But if you haven't watched that yet, essentially what a compressor does is it's going to manipulate the dynamic range. And what I mean by that is the dynamics of these vocals are, if you look at this waveform here, there's loud parts, there's quiet parts, and there's everything in between. So looking at this, the dynamic range would be like the loud part and then the quietest part. So there's quite a bit of dynamics going on. It's moving quite a bit. What we want to do to control the vocal is decrease that range. So instead of having loud parts and quiet parts, we want everything to be a bit closer together. That's going to help it cut through the mix a bit more. It's going to make the vocals a bit more upfront, and it's just going to sound a lot more professional. And a compressor is really what's going to help that vocal fit in the right pocket. So this is how it works. So you want to do it with the beat playing. You should always really mix vocals with the beat playing. I didn't do it for the EQ and for the gate. That's because I was really trying to just listen out for the frequencies that I wanted to cut. But everything else I mainly do with the beat playing. First things first, we need to set the threshold and the ratio. The ratio on vocals, especially rap vocals, is around about 4:1, somewhere around about here. And what that means is for every 4 dB that the signal goes over the threshold, the compressor is only going to output 1, so it's going to reduce it. So if I play this, you're going to see the signal of the vocal come up, and then we're going to bring the threshold down. I got to slapping, trying to get a man down for the team, get it. And I want around about minus 3 dB reduction. Sometimes for rap vocals, I like quite a bit more, but we're going to start with that. So I might even compress these a bit more. I'm also going to bring the attack back and make it faster. This is going to determine how fast the compressor is going to come into action. And then the release is how long it's going to take for the signal to get back to the normal level. So basically how long it's going to take for the compressor to turn off. So I'm going to use quite a fast attack. Again, I want to capture most of the vocals. I want to capture the peaks without squashing them too much. So maybe somewhere around about here. And you can see that now we've brought the attack back or made it faster. We're actually capturing more of it, so we might get more compression. I'll bring that threshold back up a bit. So if we look at this, we're probably getting around about minus 5-6 dB. So to make up for that, we're going to bring the gain up. So we took away like 6 dB, so then we're bringing that back. And now it's going to increase the perceived loudness, because instead of having quiet parts and loud parts, everything's going to be a bit more controlled. So in a way, we squash things and then bring everything up together. So the quiet parts get louder and the loud parts get quieter, but then they're all at a similar level. So I'll show you before and after. This is before. And then after. So when you start playing it, you can always adjust things if you need to. But I quite like that level. So even though the dB reading is pretty much the same, only a slight difference, it still sounds a lot louder, a lot more controlled, and it's just helping it cut through the mix way more. Okay, so that's how you do it with a Waves plugin, but I'll show you how to do it with a stock plugin. And the best one, I'd say, is the limiter, because it's not just the limiter. So you have the limiter mode, and then you have the compressor mode. And then if you look, you have all of the same knobs that you can change. So you can bring the threshold down, have the ratio up, and you can see it changing in the top left. So I have that at like 4:1. And then the dips here, that's the compression. So I'm going to bring the attack up just a little bit, the release down about there. So now you can see it's bringing these peaks down. And then once you know how much you're reducing it by, and you can see if you hover over it, if you look in the top left, these peaks are dropping like minus 4 dB. You can bring the gain back up. I got to slapping, trying to get a man down for the team. Get it? This beef ain't stopping, it ain't done to the man of deceased. Never. Every week somebody's dying, they're spreading like it's a disease. Look, I've been on these streets, trapping, serving these fiends. So somewhere around about there. You don't want to compress the vocal too much because it's going to sound like it's squashed and there's going to be no dynamics, which is just going to sound weird to listen to. So you want to keep some of the dynamic, but you want to mainly control the vocals and help them cut through the mix better. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. In the next one, I'm going to talk you through a de-esser. So I'll see you then.